Hi guys, thanks for joining me again. If you're new to my channel, my name is Anne, and on my channel I review foreign shows. We travel around the world, sitting on our couches, enjoying foreign content. We are not scared of the subtitle. We have overcome the subtitle, and for that reason, we are enjoying a lot of foreign content, which is so much fantastic. We learn culture, food, languages. It's so much fun. So if that's something you like to do or are getting into, welcome, welcome, welcome. You are in the right space. Don't forget to subscribe, turn that notification button on so that the next time I'm reviewing another excellent foreign show, you never know where we're gonna stop next, you will be notified. Last time we're in South Korea, and today we are in Mexico, but also in Argentina. And today I'm coming, if you know anything about soccer, in America here we call it soccer, the rest of the world call it football, just because we don't want to confuse American football and soccer. But if you know anything about soccer, and if you're like me who grew up watching soccer or football, then you know who I'm talking about today. Today we're gonna be talking about Diego Maradona, who, by the way, we recently lost. He passed away. May he rest in peace. And for some of you, especially the young people who don't know who he was, Diego Maradona was one legendary soccer player. There isn't that many. Before, I think he was more popular in the 80s, early 90s. I remember watching him play at the World Cup representing Argentina. Woo. Google it, go on YouTube, watch it. When Maradona would get the ball, it was a wrap, okay? When he caught the ball, it goes right in the net. I mean, he could move that ball. Woo, he was deadly with the ball. And before Maradona was in the 70s was Pele, look him up too. And then there was Diego Maradona. And then now we've got more soccer players out there, obviously, that are really good, like your Cristiano, Ronaldo, that kind of thing. But for me, I know when I was growing up, Maradona was it for me. Like, he was so much fun to watch. And then obviously, as life progressed, what happened to him was he got fortune, fame, like it happens to a lot of people. And then he got, unfortunately, into drugs and alcohol, and that kind of slowed his career and really, like, obviously wasn't living to his potential. So anyway, I came across this documentary in Netflix, and it's called Maradona in Mexico, which is interesting because I had never heard about this story, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's a docuseries, by the way. And what happens is they invite Maradona to come and coach a soccer team. And the soccer team is in Mexico, Qualisican. I may not be saying that correctly. But the name of the soccer team is Dorados. Dorados. I think that's how you say it, Dorados. And it's a soccer team that is at the bottom of their league, not doing well at all. People at first was like, is that a joke? Are you gonna invite the greatest player of all time to come and coach your team? Question is he gonna accept first? And second of all, like, what? Like, people thought it was a real joke. And actually, the guy who invites him, I think the president of the league, to have Maradona come and coach this team, was like, at first I wasn't sure, and people didn't believe me. And then obviously Maradona takes the job. And it's actually said he may have taken the job to save himself, first of all, almost like a revamping of himself or redemption, if you will, just because now he's kind of fallen off grace. He's got himself in trouble with the alcohol and drugs, and he takes the job. He comes, and you should listen to these players talking about him. First of all, Maradona, if you know Maradona, he's a very passionate guy. to the point to a default where if he gets mad, they would kick him off the stadium because he would cuss out the referees and he didn't care. There's something lovable about that, where he is just so passionate. But what was really endearing to watch and see was how he would talk to the athletes. These athletes come from, small little towns. They're also showing about how this city is a city that is infested with drugs and, the cartel. I think they even talk about El Chapo. So even that was a joke. Like, you're going to have Maradona come to a city that is known for having all the illegal drugs, and he already has a problem. I mean, it was kind of like, oh my God, what is going on here? But so he comes, and the way he coached these athletes, like, he could relate with them. I also came from a poor background and I made it. It was almost like a father figure for them. He was very encouraging, and obviously the fact that he played soccer, he could relate with what an athlete goes through, even to the point of like injuries and pain. And we actually see in this documentary where Maradona now is much older. I think he's in late 50s. He's got some knee issues. It hurts. And he knows what it's like for an athlete to get hurt, that kind of thing. But what becomes really magical is that he comes in, I believe he came in 2018, and he starts to coach them. And they go from bottom of their league. And every game they play, they keep climbing and climbing and climbing. And he gets them to the finals. And I don't want to tell you because I want you to watch it. But you have to watch that game to see what happens. And how these fans, oh my gosh, these football fans are crazy. But in Mexico, they're on another level. I mean, they even go to the lengths of insults. They would insult Maradona. And if they like you, then they praise you. But if they hate you, they will call you names. They called him some crazy names. Oh my gosh. Like, it's like sportsmanship, my foot. I want my team to win. And then if they lose, they cry. I mean, people are so passionate about soccer and football. And so he gets them to the final the first year in 2018. And then he comes back in 2019, which, by the way, at the beginning there of the season, he didn't show because he was having some health issues. So then they're like, oh my gosh, now what happened to the team and what's going to happen to them, blah, blah, blah. And then once again, he comes back. He had gone through some surgeries, comes back, coaches them and mentors them. And once again, they start to climb up again and into the finals. Can't tell you what happens because I want you to watch it. But in the end, what an excellent documentary. It's like, I loved him before, and yes, I had read about his issues, but I even loved him even more here in his older years, and how he mentored this athletes and his passion. It was just fantastic to watch. I think in his memory and in honor, you should watch Maradona in Mexico. I'm so glad I bumped into it because I never even knew that he did this. All I remember reading in the tabloids is that, obviously, he was a great player and then obviously got himself into some alcohol and drugs, and now that has messed up his career, this and that. But I felt like this was such an interesting docuseries on him and what he did for that city. Like, not only did he revive the soccer there, but even the way they would fill the stadium is because they want to come see Maradona. I mean, the stadiums were full. I felt like not only did he not help that soccer team, he helped that city. I feel like he got that economy going, just because if you're not coming to watch the soccer, you probably are coming to watch Maradona, just because they just couldn't believe he came to their small city and is coaching their team, and that team starts going from bottom and they're just climbing, right? No, he wasn't the easiest person to deal with, and they all agreed, and that's what you get. I mean, nobody's perfect, but you cannot deny his passion and the way he coached them like a father. I loved it. I think if you love Maradona, if you know about Maradona, this is one of those docuseries you have to watch. It's on Netflix. It's where I found it under the documentary section, and I just think it was excellent show. And if you love soccer, I mean, you've got to watch. If you love sports, you've got to watch, because I thought it was a really interesting docuseries. It was interesting something he said. It's like, you can do so many things in life, but people always remember the bad things. Like, I felt like this was like his last stitch effort of redeeming himself. But he said, it doesn't matter how many good things I do or what I do. People will always remember that one thing I did wrong. My problems with drugs and alcohol. That is what they tend to remember. But I hope that's not the case. Because for me, after watching this documentary, I'm just like, look, he was human. He had his demons to deal with. On the other hand, he was a fantastic soccer player. And watching him was, it was a joy. It was so much fun. And I recommend you, if you've never watched Maradona play soccer, I recommend you go watch, get some of those videos. I bet you there's tons on YouTube, and just watch him play. When he got that soccer ball in his feet, it was like, I remember as kids would be like, Maradona got the ball, Maradona, go! Oh, so much fun, because every single time he got the ball, that ball was in the net, and so freaking fantastic. Anyway, I just wanted to jump on here and say that is worth a watch. Please watch it. It's representing Mexico. Hola, my friends. Argentina, because that's where Maradona was from, but just excellent. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. You never know where we're gonna stop next as we travel around the world. Once again, please go ahead and subscribe, turn that notification button on so you're notified when I review another excellent foreign show. Deuces.